Hi, everybody. It's Jessica Stone at Stansberry Research, and I'm joined now by True Wealth Opportunities China's Brian Tycangco. And Brian, we are full on in election season here in the United States. Who does China want to lead the United States, in your opinion?
Okay, well, November's coming up close, very close. And my answer might surprise you. I think China would actually prefer Trump to win again in November.
Why
That
would you
might,
say that? We've seen so much writing about, Biden being a choice of at least stability for the U.S., and we know that China loves stability.
yeah. Stability is, I guess what we're seeing in the news is one thing, but what's actually happening in China on the ground floor is another thing. Look, since Trump took office, or since he won in November of 2016, China has actually done pretty well. Their stock market is up 41% based on the CSI 300 index. Their currency has actually been relatively flat since then. It's gone up and down a little bit, but based on that time and today, it's actually been flat. So there's not been really no major impact on China itself. You also have the new star market. They launched the new Nasdaq, and it's off to a roaring start. And why do I say that they like Trump based on this? I think that Trump, because of the sort of like China containment policy that they have right now, sort of fast tracked the reforms that China was planning to make in its stock market and financial sector. You see the financial sector now opening up 2 years ahead of time. Foreign companies are now allowed to own 100% in foreign financial institutions in China. Money is pouring in. Look, since 2016 up to 2018, foreign investment, portfolio investment in China has tripled. I don't have the figures for 2019, but based on their stock market performance, it's probably up again.
So you're
So
saying, I
overall,
think, that Beijing would prefer to have a tough line from Washington because it gives them a reason to fast track reforms they've promised to the Chinese people, but haven't really delivered yet because they didn't have to. And
yeah,
those reforms are benefiting American investors.
yes, exactly. Not just American investors, but also the Chinese investors. These reforms
Yeah,
have
that's right. You
actually,
said a lot more Chinese are investing in their own stock market than ever before, right?
yes, exactly. I mean, the whole thing, the homecomings. I mean, China can't force Alibaba or Tencent to list in Hong Kong or in Shanghai. They did it on their own accord because of the growing the growing tensions between the U.S. and China. Now, suddenly, you have millions of Chinese investors partaking in the huge growth of wealth that Tencent and Alibaba and other companies like JD.com are offering. So, I mean, they have only Trump to thank for that. When you say Joe Biden, I mean, I think whether
Yeah, I
it's
mean, is
Trump,
some of this about name recognition? Even though Joe Biden has had a longer political career, Donald Trump has a huge following in China just because of The Apprentice show, frankly. I mean, when I first went there for his first state visit, I was astonished at how many people knew who he was.
I mean, the thought about Chinese not being able to access the World Wide Web is just ridiculous. But of course, there are certain restrictions, and there are sometimes that access is really slowing down or kind of like difficult. But for the most part of the year, I mean, they really have a lot of access to the World Wide Web.
What about the idea that stability in the United States would and predictability in the United States would give the global economy some hope and some some stability as well, and that China would benefit from that? I mean, is there no case to be made for Joe Biden in China?
Uh, okay, Joe Biden, I think one reason why I think China doesn't want Joe Biden or would prefer Trump to win over Joe Biden is I think Joe Biden could be able to kind of form a united front, sort of get all of the multinationals, the countries together to have a multilateral approach to containing China. Right now, there isn't. It's the U.S. and a few very close allies like Canada and maybe Australia and Taiwan. But you have the rest of Europe and you have other countries, major countries, that are just not willing to get on the bandwagon. because Trump has been sort of very divisive early in his term with these other countries. So I think Joe Biden, if he's able to unite these countries together, and I don't think that the anti-China or the frictions with China are going to ease just because it's Joe Biden. I think it's going to continue to a certain extent, and I think that's something we're going to have to live with. It's going to be like a new normal. But then,
Yeah, I mean, there's no sign I have here as I sit here in the US that would say there's no appetite in the Democratic Party for increased tension with China. So it's not necessarily a frictionless existence with the Biden administration either.
yes. So
All
I mean,
right, Brian Tycangco there in the Philippines. We appreciate your time. Thank you from True Wealth Opportunities China. If you want to be connected right away to Brian's writing at True Wealth Opportunities China, please hover on your screen now. We'll connect you there. Plus, you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Thanks so much for watching. That's all for now.